It only took a few days of stalking her before she led me to her house. She didn't even know I was following her. She's in her own little world. Once she got behind the wheel, the radio went on, the cell phone was in her hand. She didn't see anything around her. Quite dangerous, actually. Anyway, I didn't follow her into the house right away. That would be stupid. I watched the place for a few hours. I waited till it got dark. And then I made my move. I was really cautious. I parked down the street. She didn't have a lot of neighbors. The house was kind of out in the country. It's on the outskirts of the city. But I wanted to be careful, so I parked down the street and I walked over and cautiously made my way onto the property. I didn't see any signs that she had a dog. There was no leash. There was no dog house. So I made my way to the back of the house and I found these sliding doors off the kitchen. The main floor was in darkness, but lucky for me, the back door wasn't locked, so I just went right in and closed the door. I stood in the darkness and I looked around, waiting for my eyes to adjust, listening to see if I could hear anything. It was quiet. The house was a lot bigger than I thought. It had an extension on the back with an indoor pool. There was nobody on the main floor. As far as I could tell, she was the only one there. I waited for a few seconds, trying to get on my nerve to take this further, and I made my way up the stairs. I could hear a strange noise coming from the second floor, so I stopped midway up the stairs and I listened. It took me a moment to figure out it was the sound of running water. It seemed like maybe she was in the shower, which was perfect for me. I went into her bedroom. There was a light on. It was a lamp, actually, and there was clothes on the floor. The bed was messy, like it hadn't been made. Other than that, it was just a normal bedroom. A normal young woman. So I made my way into the master bathroom, and I could see her standing behind the shower glass. She had her back to me. She didn't know I was there. So I had to make a decision. Do I prolong this? Do I play with her some more? Or do I end it? Right here and right now. I didn't want to end it. The game had just begun. But I wanted her to know that I found her. I wanted her to know that even though she thought she would never see me again, even though she thought she could completely ignore me, that I knew where she was. So I ran over to the shower and I pulled the door open. And I screamed something like, "You remember me?" She turned around and saw me and fell backwards. She smacked her head really hard on the tile wall of the shower and slid to the ground. It really looked like a lot of blood. Of course I couldn't tell because it was mixing with the water, but I mean, she really smacked her head hard. I kind of panicked a little, I'm ashamed to say, and I got out of there. I ran down the stairs and out the back doors into the backyard. I was mad at myself. How could I let this happen? The game had just begun. Now she might be up there dead. I thought about it. What should I do? Should I go back and see if she's still alive? And what if she is still alive? Should I let her live? She saw my face. She recovers, she calls the cops. Of course, if I leave her there, And the cops come. My fingerprints are in the house. How do I explain how I got there? What was I doing there? As far as anybody knew, we weren't friends. Of course, people slip and fall in the shower all the time. Sometimes they even die. There'd really be no reason for the police to suspect foul play. I could just leave her. Of course, if she wasn't dead and she came to, she might call the cops, although I didn't think she was the cop calling type. No. But could I risk it? I decided I couldn't. I decided there was probably only one sensible thing to do. Go up there and finish the job. Maybe I should burn the house down. No. Not before confronting her. Not before telling her that this was all her fault. She did this to herself. She thinks she's better than me. Well, does she think she's better than me now? Who had the power now? Who had the control? I made my way back into the house and up the stairs. She was still in the shower. She was still out cold. I looked down at her naked, bloody body, and I said the first thing that came to my mind. Sorry, girl. I don't think this night is going to end very well for you.